Aside from the elephant in the room about my husband, our mission is the same, especially when it comes to traditional American values.
When I saw the funeral
We're
of her,
calling it.
like, posting Instagram stories of her, like, rubbing his dead body, I was like, what the f*** is this, dude?
Then-
You're using your dead husband as a social media post?
And beyond that, on the day that your husband gets shot, you didn't have a single one of your family members go with you. She went with the head fundraiser of Turning Point USA, Stacey Sheridan. Stacey Sheridan is the one recording her while she's in the casket.
Picture this. You're at a cafe with your best friend, having one of those perfect catch-up moments. Everything flows naturally, the laughs, the memories, the inside jokes. But then something shifts. Off camera, you hear someone say, "You need to dig deeper with that line." Then another voice, "Show a little more, the viewers want that kind of energy." The crew keeps pushing. People respond to that allure, that glance that stops them cold. It's wild to watch. As she adjusts, the whole vibe changes. Suddenly, you can't tell what's real and what's scripted anymore. Then comes this raw moment, she says, "Cells, that's me." It hits different. Simple words, but they carry weight, like she's dropping something real beneath all that rehearsed dialogue. You're watching someone with every gesture memorized, every inflection nailed down, yet somehow that performance bleeds into something genuine. The tension between calculated acting and real emotion is magnetic. Is this actually her with a friend?
Babe, that's deep in there. Give them a cleavage? People want cleavage. Showcase it.
Cells, babe.
Cells. That's me.
That's against her.
Or is it pure theater? That's what makes Erika's work so gripping. She walks that line between authentic spontaneity and polished craft in a way that keeps you locked in. It gets uncomfortable though. Does she even know how people see her? The way she presents herself feels intentionally strange, almost like she's lost track of what real even means. Imagine living in a mask so long it becomes your actual face. After slipping between personas constantly, maybe she forgot how to just exist without performing. It's like watching someone stuck inside their own character, unable to show anything raw or normal. Candace Owens brought this exact issue up on her podcast recently, and it sparked real conversations. She suggested something deep is happening, that jumping between extreme roles might not be random at all. Owens explained that switching personas could be defense, a way to survive a shifting social world. Those different characters protect her in different ways. They block criticism, grab attention, control the story around her. It's a whole new angle on how public personas get built and maintained, sometimes without people even realizing it. Erika's acting carries this strange mechanical edge. When she speaks, it's pure recitation, words drilled into memory rather than flowing naturally from somewhere real. You watch someone reading from an internal script, too caught up in remembering lines to connect with meaning. The spontaneity, the raw emotion, the genuine spark, all replaced by robotic delivery. Candace noticed it too and called it out.
If you're not married by the age of 30, you only have a 50% chance of getting married. And if you don't have kids by the age of 30, you have a 50% chance of not having kids. You should know that. Now, I'm not telling you anything that is that provocative. It's just the data, right? Having children are a gift from the Lord. And unfortunately, our culture de-emphasizes it.
To add on to that, for the women who are getting married after 30, that's okay. I'm trying to bridge the gap here because it is okay. And
There's nothing wrong with it, right? It's
right.
Just, I find.
No, it's good. This is good.
No, if you just want happy talk, then that's fine.
But here's the moment where you can see the vibe was just off.
She observed how Erika seems completely disconnected from her own work. Like the character she's playing has swallowed her whole and she's just trying to keep pace. Candace's take landed hard because when you pay attention, you spot the breaks, those moments where Erika looks genuinely lost, like her mind just blanked mid-scene. It signals something deeper, maybe overwhelm or total detachment from the narrative she's supposedly living. This goes beyond forgetting words. It's her entire presence hijacked by mechanical acting, stripping away everything that makes performances stick. Her journey included serious range from pageant queen commanding stages under blinding lights to sharp journalist diving into classified world, interviewing CIA veterans and accessing intel most people never hear about. Then she shifted gears into entertainment as a video personality, bringing that confidence into a whole different space. Real estate came next, where she navigated cities and helped people build lives. Beyond the glamour, she transformed into someone making real impact, traveling globally to support orphans and vulnerable populations. She then stepped back into a supporting role as a spouse, protecting family interests.
It's good. God is good. You'll find your human. I found mine. And he's amazing.
I go to bed at like midnight or sometimes even later. And then when we are here in Tulsa together, we don't go to bed for the first night until like 3-ish because we stay up talking because it's like a slumber party.
Right, you're catching up with your best friend.
Now with that chapter closed, she's charting new territory. Her emergence as CEO felt unstoppable, full of power. But was this rise organic or calculated from day one? Every connection, every move, did it connect to some larger master plan? You can dismiss it as pure luck, believe everything happened naturally without orchestration. But here's the thing, Erika wasn't hanging around in the background. She appeared alongside former intelligence officials, people who don't just randomly show up anywhere. These are heavy hitters embedded in national security and government circles, plugged into networks most people never access. The consistency of her being positioned among them raises real questions. It looks almost staged, like she was being carefully introduced to elite spaces most can only imagine entering. Luck or strategy that's debatable, but the pattern's too tight to overlook. This seemed calculated, a deliberate path moving her straight into exclusive spheres. Connect the dots on a web this intricate and it reads like thriller fiction, starting with high-profile beauty competitions that hosted complex characters, then stretching to a Romanian charity that attracted concerning attention.
Like 2 a.m. and I'd be like, we're having a sleepover. Like, this is really cool. I have a sleepover for the rest of my life with my best friend. Like, there's just like this hyper obsession. I'm still heavily obsessed with my husband. I always will be.
Whispers connected that organization to questionable operations, darkening everything attached to it. The threads tighten further through real estate connections that touch networks tied to Epstein, that infamous name everyone knows. The connections branch outward to political circles, including ties to Yahya Netanyahu, showing how different worlds intersected unexpectedly. Pro-Israel organizations, family members deeply committed to international causes, the network shows philanthropy mixed with politics and international real estate in ways that aren't simple or straightforward. It's the kind of web that makes you wonder about influence and power, about hidden layers beneath public stories. Coincidence or something more deliberate? The tangles suggest complexity worth examining closer. Phillips from the Daily Wire ends up married to Charlie Kirk's close friend Cabot. What are the odds? Just random luck stacking up? Maybe.
What comes to me about Erika isn't so much the fact that she lies, which we will prove to you over and over again, but it's also the fact that I don't know that she's aware that she's lying. It's almost as though she doesn't remember. Like the version that she's telling us today or yesterday was just recently downloaded into her mind, and she therefore thinks it's true. Like a faulty memory or something. I'm saying that I'm not sure if she's fully aware that she's lying, because it's like some of the lies are so stupid. She's just sort of going.
But start connecting these threads and it gets harder to call it pure chance. You wonder if this is all accidental or if something more deliberate's at play. I'm not telling you what to think here. I'm asking you to step back and look at everything we've laid out, piece by piece. Really consider the timeline, the relationships, all the connections we've covered. These aren't isolated facts, they form a pattern demanding closer attention. It's simple to brush this off as coincidence, but sit with it for a moment. Let these facts stack up in your mind and suddenly different angles open up. Before you decide, ask yourself, how often do random connections line up this perfectly? What does that really say about what's happening behind closed doors? Keep questioning, stay curious, and remember, every coincidence has a backstory waiting to surface. Prince 5 has shifted through so many identities that pinning down who she actually is feels impossible. When you push for real answers about her past, you get vague responses that only deepen the mystery. It feels like genuine truth is buried under layers of construction. That raises the real question, how much of what we've seen about her is actually authentic? The robotic quality of her public presentation, that mechanical delivery we discussed earlier, it all ties together into something larger. It's not just bad acting, it's a carefully maintained distance between the person and the persona. Take her marriage to Charlie as an example. It's presented as important, but has anyone seen genuine proof of real connection? It reads more like a planted story than lived experience. And the family side of things? It stays foggy, never quite materializing in clear ways. This blurriness makes everything questionable. Was any of it real or just performance keeping us hooked? The transformation from pageant queen to journalist to entertainment personality to real estate agent to humanitarian to CEO, each shift happened with timing that felt almost orchestrated. Every pivot landed perfectly. Every connection opened new doors. Most people don't reinvent themselves this many times and maintain consistent upward momentum. Most people stumble, backtrack, face rejection, but not her. Everything moved forward with precision. Think about those connections we uncovered. Beauty pageants, CIA interviews, real estate networks touching Epstein ties, Romanian charities with dark whispers, political circles with Yahya Netanyahu, pro-Israel organizations, family members with international reach. None of these worlds typically intersect in one person's orbit, unless something's connecting them deliberately. Regular people don't casually network across intelligence agencies, international real estate, charity work, and elite political circles. These aren't the kind of connections you stumble into at coffee shops or develop through random friendships. Access to these spaces requires something: introduction, sponsorship, membership in systems most never enter. Trust feels impossible at this point. Everything's wrapped in deception, making truth nearly impossible to separate from the narrative. We've absorbed so many conflicting accounts, so many twisted stories, that questioning everything becomes protective. When you've been misled repeatedly, skepticism isn't just smart, it's survival. And yet, looking at the full scope of what we've discussed, the pattern suggests something intentional. Whether driven by personal ambition, outside influence, or some combination of factors, the progression appears designed rather than accidental. But flip it around. Maybe I'm being too hard. What if Charlie genuinely married someone living traditional values, deeply rooted in faith and commitment? And what if her past simply held different chapters before this one, a history that doesn't match the current presentation? That contradiction exists. Life's messy like that, full of contradictions that keep us wondering what's real. People contain multitudes. Someone can genuinely embrace faith and family while also having pursued very different paths previously. That's human. That's actually how growth works sometimes. We're not meant to stay frozen in one version of ourselves. But here's where it gets complex. The mechanical acting, the vague answers, the network of high-level connections, these things don't fit neatly into a simple people change narrative. When someone can access CIA directors, international charities with questionable operations, and elite political networks while maintaining a public image that tells a completely different story, that's not contradiction, that's compartmentalization at a level most people can't achieve without resources, guidance, or connections operating in the background. She pushed beyond video work and modeling her sights aimed higher. The boardroom called. Picture that. Bringing the same conviction to executive spaces that she brought to the camera, flipping the script on power and control. It's a bold move, challenging every stereotype about what ambition looks like. The corner office exists for people rewriting their own narratives. And maybe that's genuinely what happened here. Maybe someone with vision and drive found ways to climb higher, leveraged connections, made smart moves, and built something real. That's possible. That deserves recognition. Yet the efficiency of it all, the way each chapter of her life seemed to serve the next, the doors that opened exactly when she needed them to, it suggests someone who either has exceptional luck or exceptional guidance navigating her positioning in the world. The acting quality we discussed at the start, that robotic delivery, maybe it's not incompetence. Maybe it's someone reading from a script that goes deeper than just memorized lines. Maybe it's someone aware that cameras are always rolling, that everything gets documented, that presenting anything other than the approved narrative creates complications. The questions swirl. Was this meteoric rise organic or orchestrated? Are these coincidences or connections? Is the person we see the real one, or a carefully constructed version designed for maximum palatability? Without definitive answers, all we can do is look at the evidence and form our own conclusions. I want your perspective on this. Does the pattern we've outlined resonate with you, or do you see it differently? Are you convinced there's something deliberate happening, or do you think we're seeing coincidences through a lens that expects conspiracy? Your thoughts matter because this is bigger than one person's story. It's about how narratives get built, how access works, how power operates in spaces most of us never see. Drop your analysis in the comments because genuine discussion around these topics needs to happen. What angle are we missing? What connections did we overlook? Huge thanks for traveling through this entire journey with me. This story's got layers, And unpacking them with an audience that's genuinely thinking critically makes all the difference. If this resonated with you, hit that like button and subscribe so you catch the next investigation we're launching. Ring the notification bell because we're constantly uncovering new material and you won't want to miss it. Share this with people who ask hard questions and love digging into real stories. Let's keep this conversation moving forward. See you on the next one. Stay sharp, stay skeptical, and keep your mind open to what the facts are actually showing us.